Right boys, so in this video I'm going to show you how you can make catchy ass beats. So today we're going to go a little bit more in depth into different melodies and sort of how you can layer them pretty easily, I'd say. Like if you are trying to make your first beat, this is probably a good video to watch. Or even if you know how to make kind of good beats, this is probably still a good video to watch. So I'm going to show you how you can easily make catchy chords and yeah, more importantly, make beats that actually sound pretty good. So that's going to be the video. Yeah, let's kind of get into it. So when you open up Logic, it should look something like this because this is Logic. So step number one to making a catchy beat is making a melody. So let's try that. So this is arguably the most important step because the melody is kind of the whole beat in a sense. So you want to make it good. So if you're not very good with melodies, I said this in my last video, but what you're going to need is something like this. This is essentially a scale. So it just makes it so that you are always in key and that you're just not making any bum notes that just kind of sound like... So I personally always start on C3 and sort of adjust the melody from there. So that's what we're going to do. So to start, you can sort of have something in your head, or I pretty much all the time just sort of start clicking in stuff until something works. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to do here. So we're going to start here. We're just going to try and make like a chord. There's a chord. And I already kind of have an idea. We're going to go... Duh. So like I said, as long as we stick to these, everything will kind of be in key. I could literally go... So these are just random notes. Oh, that was kind of hard to be honest, but no. So we're just kind of like hearing it out, sort of. So that kind of sounds ass to be honest, so we're just going to pitch this all the way down. So very like 2020 Lil Uzi. So this is kind of where it gets fun, and this will be the layering section. So if the melody itself is kind of sounding a bit thin, that could be due to a couple of things. The first thing could just be poor sounds, if your VSTs are just kind of like not good. Second is panning. If you are wanting to make something sound a little bit bigger, you can get this Ozone 2 Imager, which is a free plugin, and you can just adjust these. So that sometimes can make quite a big difference. Alternatively, you can just layer it with something else. So for example, I'm just going to pull this onto something else in Serum. So that kind of sounds good to me. So now for the counter melody, we're just going to pull this scale out. And you usually want like a different sounding instrument. So I'm going to use this like saw noise in Serum. And once again, we're just going to stick to this scale. So... kind of cool. And this is basically the process to it. You can't really go wrong as long as you're using this scale. So... we've just got a different sound. Let's try the same with this. Kind of easy to be honest. This sort of bit should be fun. This is like the whole point of making beats. So just grab a scale and just start clicking stuff in. No one's trying to be like Charlie Puth. You don't have to have like an amazing chord idea or even know how to play a piano, to be honest. My music theory kind of stretches as far as... that's it. So now you got this, you can just sort of throw in the drums. Simple. So now we've got them basic drums, we're just going to add the 808 pattern. What we're going to do for this is just going to literally drag the melody that we made onto the 808 track. At first it will sound like this. Not hard. So what you want to do with this is you just want to follow the root notes. So a lot of the time it is the bottom notes. So we're just going to... So that is the bass line, and then we're just going to pull the velocity all the way up so it hits harder, combine the notes, and then depending on the 808, you either want to pitch it up or down. So now we've got this all together. Then we can just sort of adjust it to how we want. So I want 2 notes here. So maybe just play around with it for a bit. But really, this is kind of what we got. If there's one thing to take away from this video, don't overcomplicate it and just sort of click about, really, and just sort of experiment until something sounds good. So this is the beat. So 3, 2, 1. So that's the video. Hopefully you learned something. And yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time.